Yo, what is going on, my Redux gang? I missed y'all for real. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. And before we get into it, I would like to apologize for all the delays, man, honestly. Because, my PC got clapped and that was really out of my control. So, to make up for lost time for y'all, I'm gonna combine part 6 and 7 together. I'm gonna just go on like almost an hour yap session, basically, about this what if. So, yeah, originally it was supposed to be like part 6 and then part 7 that drops. Like, part 6 was supposed to be for this week and then part 7 was supposed to be for next week. But since I did both of them, right, and my computer decided to permanently delete itself, I was like, okay, that's cool. So guess what I had to do? I had to buy a whole nother gaming laptop and then reinstall my stuff that I edit with and, make my what ifs with. And then I had to reinstall all my Steam games, man. Like, that was a drag. But, I'm back. I would never leave the Redux crew. We 12 subscribers strong. I'm trying to hit that shit to 20 by the end of the year. Actually, I want to try to see if I can get to 50 by the end of the year. But if I get to 30, I'm still thankful. Anyway, I got a lot to say. I got a lot on my mind, and we're going to discuss it in this What If. So, without any further ado, let's continue. What if Tatsumi had Vergils Yamamoto part 6 and 7? Basically, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. All right, let me stop. All right, so we the camera fades in with Susanoo still building the house. He's cooking, he's building the house up, he's doing all the things that he, as organic Imperial Arms, is doing and supposed to do, right? And so after he builds the new base and he finishes and tells Najida that everything is complete, Najida makes an announcement that these are the 2 new recruits and this is like really the last time they're getting reinforcements or a backup. So that after that, then it's done. It's just gonna be them. And then while that happens, she also says that since this is in the middle of the mountains where the elevation's more higher, and then there's more unknown danger beasts here, it will be a great opportunity for them to level up and get stronger, since they're gonna need it, since the end battle is approaching, right? And so after that, Leilani and Tatsumi, basically suit up and go out to see if they could to fight the danger beasts, as it's like, them dinosaurs. If y'all don't know which episode we on, it's probably like after they killed Dr. Stylish, basically, and so they get attacked by the dinosaurs that can spit hot ass boiling water, basically, and melt your shit off for real. And they fight, and Tatsumi is now able to summon 9 Tuton, which is the spear of Incurseu. But at the same time, Tatsumi wants to access Yamamoto's power further. So in this timeline of events, he doesn't suit up. He's able to use Beowulf, the gauntlets that Vergil has that Yamamoto comes with. And so he's using Beowulf, while he's in his human form. And since he's been able to access more power of Yamamoto, his speed increases very drastically, like to the point Akame has to legit try to make sure Tatsumi doesn't outspeed her, because if she messes up, Tatsumi will outspeed her, basically. And so but speed wise, Leilani is still the fastest, but fighting wise, Akame is the fastest. There's a difference between physical speed, combat speed, all that other stuff. Yeah, but I'm not gonna get into that. Anyway, so they beat the dinosaurs, and they could prove that they could survive in the forest of this new territory. and they all experienced, them getting stronger. Basically, they got stronger. They're getting more faster and more endurance, more of everything. And now after that, Najida makes another announcement that there's a new type of species of danger beast, and that, as much as they don't want to, this is a problem that they're gonna have to help the imperial capital with, the imperial empire with, since it's a new type of species and it's basically killing everything. And after that, they said that they're gonna go out and find these new species and exterminate them, which Tatsumi says that it will be a piece of cake with Akame smiling and mine smiling and Chelsea smiling, because you already know what I'm about to do. I'm about to make this man a motherfucking Rizzler. Yeah, I'm never saying that shit again, bro. I'm about to make this man a ladies man, bro. He's finna have so much game, it's not even gonna be funny. But after that, we cut to everybody having fun in the kitchen, Susanoo cooking up a big ass feast, and Chelsea comes in saying that Shell and Bulat, if they don't, they're gonna end up like Shell and Bulat. Basically, everything goes to canon, and Mine didn't like that disrespect that she was giving Shell, and Tatsumi didn't like that the Bulat slander. You know what I'm saying? And they don't deserve slander, but at the same time, it did kind of happen. But we're not gonna talk about that. Justice for both of them, for real. Anyway, so after that, right, they was like, okay, you know what we gonna do? We gonna prank her. Since Tatsumi's the only one that could go invisible, right? You're gonna go put some water over her head and make her pay. And Tatsumi was reluctant at first, but he was like, okay, I guess I will do it. He got peer pressured into doing it. And so, when it was late at night, he saw Chelsea go take a bath and in the hot springs and stuff. And so that's when Tatsumi dawned on and cursed you, and he went invisible and followed her, footsteps silent, hiding his aura, unlike the original canon counterpart, how he got caught. He didn't get caught this time. And so that's when he went invisible too soon. And so as he stepped in the water very slowly, his suit started electrifying, and it faded off of him. And that's when Chelsea and Tatsumi locked eyes, and Tatsumi saw he was blessed. Let's just say that he was blessed. His eyes got blessed. And that's when, the classic anime trope, he gets hit so hard, flies out the water, he says he's sorry, and that, he won't do it again. And, it seems like Chelsea said that she already knew he was there, and she was just about to give him the most fatal opening, because apparently she still sensed his aura, and that he needs to work on hiding his aura. And so, she was expecting that to get under his skin, but it doesn't, because he actually takes his the lessons that he learned seriously. And that's what made Chelsea like, dang, I might really fall in love with this man. And so, she gives him a pat on his head, and she said, "You're so cute, Tatsumi." Tatsumi was blushing. He was like, thank you." And then she said, "Now, don't ever do this again. Or if you do, I won't hesitate to cut it off." And, it was a big dude with the Jason mask that had some large scissors that just said, as he, smashes the scissors together. And then Tatsumi was like, "Cut it off." "Cut what off?" And then she says, "I don't. Whatever. It doesn't need to be explained. What's already understood." And then he ran away. Okay. And now we fade to black, and then we fade back in as Death is walking through the capital, still yearning for Tatsumi, while telling Run that there's a new type of danger beast, and that they will be handling these new danger beasts because it really doesn't need to be killing citizens of the capital, basically. And so, sorry for the yawning. And so, with that being said, there was a montage of the Jaegers going after the danger beast, while Death leaves 3 of them alive for the prime minister. And so as she freezes them, Karome was about to lick them, but as I said, it's not a snack or a popsicle. And so with that being said, we cut back to the scene with Tatsumi and Susanoo training under the waterfall, with Susanoo saying that he needs to learn how to, not brute force his way into things, but find a weak point in everything and then strike it with all your strength. Because no matter how resilient or how armored the person is, if they can find a spot in the armor, then they're pretty. You could just keep hitting that spot basically, and the armor will be weakened, and eventually you'll be able to defeat your enemy. And so Tatsumi took that to heart. While he also said that he could train with Incursio while using Yamamoto. So Tatsumi was practicing his Mirror's Edge style that y'all see in the DMC 5, how Vergil does it. He was fighting with Incursio like that. So he has Yamamoto in one hand and Incursio in the other. But with this type of training, Susanoo wants him to use just Yamamoto and try to access more abilities, because Tatsumi told him that he was able to access a spirit sword like the size of Incursio, but it was only when he was, upset and angry that, Bula died, and that accessed the power. So he needs to access it willingly and remember, those feelings that he did it with, and then try to use it, and then try to keep training with it, as he demonstrates the boulder, as he found a weak spot in the boulder, and then told Tatsumi to break the boulder. And so another boulder falls, and he was about to another boulder falls, and then Tatsumi gets ready to gets in a position, and then he looks and then sees it, closes his eyes, and draws Yamamoto out as fast as he could. And as the boulder was approaching, the boulder split into geometrical squares. You know how impact frames be hitting? That's how it was. And Susanoo said, "Good work, Tatsumi." And then they have a dialogue about how after this whole war is over, if they survive, help Tatsumi pick up chicks, since he's a good looking guy. And he was like, "I don't know what this is," and he was like, "Companionship, man. You're a friend. You're not just an Imperial Arms. You're a person too." And so Susanoo said, "I have no idea what this is, but I will try my best." And they fist bump each other. And with that being said, Najida calls everybody back. And so Najida calls everybody back, right? And with that being said, she tells them that Lubbock and Tatsumi are going to go out on patrol for these new types of danger beast species. And everybody else splits up as they do so. We cut to the camera back at Tatsumi and Lubbock as they're in the mountains patrolling for these new danger beasts to take out. And Tatsumi was like, he's kind of getting, he was like, he's ready to go back, and then Lubbock was like, no, Najida said that we're gonna do this, so we're gonna do it. And then that's when Tatsumi was like, wait a minute, he was like, you're doing that thing again. And Lubbock was like, what are you talking about? Everybody calls her boss, but you call her Najida. Why is that? And then he was like, oh, you have a crush on her, don't you? And then Lubbock was like, Najida. And then he basically tells his life story about how he was good at everything and how it was kind of hard. And then he was like, wow, some hard life you had when you had everything handed to you. And then Lubbock was like, it wasn't even like that, so just listen and hear me out. And so basically after that, the first time he met Najida, he was she was assigned to protect his father, and it was love at first sight for him. And that's when he joined the army to see her and try to win over her affection. And he rose up through the ranks and did what he could. And then after Najida defected from the army, he followed suit. And then he was like, now we're here. He was like, it was going to be a real tearjerker, man, I told you. And Tatsumi was like, yeah, all right, buddy. My girlfriend turned into the moon. And that's rough, buddy, isn't it? Yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender reference for y'all. So, after that, Tatsumi said he's going to go on top of the mountain and, scope things out from there. And so before he goes, Lubbock says, be careful. And he was like, yeah, he said, he is going to be careful. He'll just be back after he does it. And so after he goes on top of the mountain and see, he takes off in Curcio as he puts it on his back and then has Yamamoto on the side. And so he basically starts scoping everything out, looking at the mountaintop horizon. And he was like, dang, there's nothing here, as Death is flying on a dragon danger beast. And she thought it was a new species of the danger beast. And so she dives in, like literally it falls out the sky, like huge explosion, as she dons her sword and says whoever's unlucky night it is, they have to deal with her, as she sees Tatsumi and Tatsumi sees her. And so he looks and then thinks about running, as right when he was about to run, a danger beast comes out, and then with one quick slash she takes out all the danger beasts that was trying to interrupt her. But then one was still crawling towards her, and she stabbed her heel in his head and then starts like rubbing it in. And I was like, dang, I had a headache watching that scene, for real. I was like, god dang, that shit must hurt for real. But anyway, she said that she's not gonna let them ruin this night. And so she hugs Tatsumi and basically says that, she's yearned for him and that, she misses him very much. And he was like, yeah. That's fine though, but can you let me go? And she says no. And then she was asking and then he asked what she's doing here. And then she said she's exterminating these new danger beasts that popped up. And so after that, she asks, what is he doing here? And he was like, well, I could tell you if you let me go. And then she was like, I am not letting you go ever again. And then he was like, I'm training, as he pushes himself out of her arms. And he was like, I'm just honing my skills. And then, just to make sure I'm a better fighter each and every day, basically. And so she asked, and then she said that's a man of her own heart. And then she asks him if he joined the Revolutionary Army yet. And then he said he's not sure yet, but he still plans on to. And then after that, Estes cuts the romantic air, as she says that she already senses their presence. They could come out now, and it was a cloaked man laughing all weird with a high-pitched voice saying that, he's gonna play with his toys a little longer. And he was like, well, shit, no wonder you're the most feared general in this nation. As it was the Prime Minister's son. For all my akamegakill fans, you already know it was the Prime Minister's son, basically. Hiding in the back, pulling the strings. And so, as he says he wants to have fun a little bit longer, he says Shambhala and Tatsumi and Esdeath get teleported to an island that is like stupidly sunny. So they get teleported to an island, and Tatsumi was like, what? As the camera pans up and we fade to black. Now, this is part 7 of What If Tatsumi Had Yamamoto. We fade back into the camera as Tatsumi is, looking left, right, up, down, side to side, every way your head could turn. He's looking around and then starts feeling the sand. And he was like, Esdeath, can you hit me really hard? And Esdeath started blushing, and she was like, oh, I didn't know you were a masochist. And he was like, no, I'm not a masochist. I just want to make sure this isn't an illusion, So if you hit me really hard, it might break. And so Esdeath was like, right, Tatsumi, prepare yourself. And so as for Tatsumi was prepared to get hit, she locked lips with the man. Like, smooch city, bro. Like he didn't even have to ask for it. Which is kind of, honestly, I'm not even finna get into that topic. I'm gonna just move on from that. Anyway, let me take a breather. Okay, so after that, he turns super red as she was like, yeah, this isn't an illusion. We're on an island. And that's when she says, let's go take a look around. And so she puts her hand on the ice, and they instantly shoot up. They instantly shoot up as they can see the whole island now from atop. And so they're both looking around the scenes, and he was like, so this really is an island. And then as that says, it almost feels like as they're on a date, a romantic vacation, a getaway, as they say. And so after that, basically a danger beast, the Dr. Stylish beast that Dr. Stylish turned into, the huge giant, danger beast that has like that weak spot in the center. Yeah, one of those popped up, and then Tatsumi said in his head, it's like the danger beast that doctor dude turned into. Because Tatsumi knows who Dr. Stylish is. He already knows who it is. And then so this is when Tatsumi said that it's a danger beast. And so that's when Esdeath said that they're ruining their date, as she shoots an ice spear from the ice miniature tower they made directly at it. But since it only pierced the arm, and he technically caught it, it wasn't down for the count. And Esdeath says, oh, this is gonna be interesting. And so as she was about to use her move, Tatsumi used his superior arms, Yamamoto, not in cursive, because I'm pretty sure she would know that says, when all right, I'm gonna break it down. All right, now that I got the yawns out the way. So basically, when Tatsumi was in the Jaegers, or after he got captured the first time by Esdeath, after he won that tournament that they had, he used Yamamoto as his imperial arms, and not in cursive. He only strictly used Yamamoto because he didn't want to use in cursive, because they know who's associated with in cursive. So that's why he's only using strictly Yamamoto. And so now we get back to the story at hand. I just had to make sure y'all was recognizing and knowing where I was going. So after that, he basically like moves faster than a blink of eye, but Esdeath can still see him. He's not on that level of speed yet, but it did take her by surprise how fast he can move. And so he basically runs as he draws Yamamoto out and says what is it, judgment breaker, as he he slashed so fast that it was like a 1,000 cuts basically just hit the weak spot of the Danger Beast. I'm sorry for all the like it's like y'all gotta play Devil May Cry 5 on Vergils part, so y'all know what attacks I'm talking about. Like, because if I could just say combo A, combo B, y'all not gonna get it. So like, it's basically like if you hold triangle and you let it go, he like releases these super fast slash that's like technically like an energy attack, but it like travels at you, or it's just stationary but it still hits you. It's basically like that. So he slashes so fast that you just see waves of dark energy slash at him, and then for the finishing blow, Tatsumi pierces the Danger Beast with his sword as he stabs it, and then so he jumps in the air as it begins to fall, with him going back on the ice that it has some sort of stableness to it. And so another Danger Beast pops up, and so she Esdeath decides to take it upon her and summon these ice spears and then just impale the beast. And then the beast struck the tower as she skidded off the tower and jumped off, and then basically did a planetary devastation, and with ice though, and then summoned his big ass ice meteor and completely like destroy the Danger Beast. Like, it couldn't catch it, like it fell. And then that's when Tatsumi was like, if this is the power of Esdeath, how is Akame going to kill her? And so after that, they sit on the sands of the beach, and Esdeath was like, we need to scope everything out, cover every inch of this island and really get a good feel of where they're at. And so Esdeath said she's counting on Tatsumi and she doesn't want him to slow him down. He was like, okay. And they have a cut scene, a montage of them exploring as Esdeath decides to take her jacket off, showing them you already know, man, I ain't gotta explain too much what she do, but let's just say she takes her jacket off and she has undergarments on. That's probably the best way I could play it safe without delving too much into it, because I be seeing some of these what ifs, especially these high school DxD what ifs, and they be getting hella views, and I be like, how do you get away with saying that, bro? But if I say some shit like that, YouTube is finna send me to the fucking shadow realm, shadow of oblivion, bro. But I will do a high school DxD what if, and I'm a plan it just to see how much I could truly get away with. But back to the story at hand. She has undergarments on, and she ties her main coat to her, or her jacket to her basically her jacket to her waist, as Tatsumi does the same, as he shows off that godly physique that he got, man. Training with that Yamamoto and Curseyu at the same time, trying to have that Mirage Edge fighting stance. As he does perfect it, he does perfect it while he's there. And so after that, they explore the island. They do what they're supposed to do, and nighttime falls as they tired of yawning, man. Okay. Night. Ooh, that fucking voice crack. Don't laugh at that, bro. I'm not even gonna cut that out. It happens. It is what it is. And so basically, after what they scope out the island, get the food, get whatever they need, they settle down, and that's when what Esdeath makes her move, and she assertively gets on top of Tatsumi in a jujitsu tradition. See, I'm trying to say what really happened the best way I can without it being like, oh my gosh, age restrict this video. Don't age restrict this video, YouTube, because I'm gonna put it as it's not for kids. I mean, I'm not even, whatever, bro. I'm gonna just continue. Anyway, basically, she asserts her dominance on Tatsumi. And so they begin to know about each other as Esdeath tells Tatsumi her backstory about how her father knew that she was missing something, and it was her probably, a real love from her father, because, what her father says, it was like, that's why your mother got eaten by those danger beasts. She was weak and they were strong. And I feel like if her father wouldn't have that mindset, she would be a total different person than what she is already. Honestly. Like, if he could have instilled that in her, like, not to be weak and stuff, but like, if he would have gave her the proper love, she probably would have ended up like that. But she told Tatsumi the backstory of everything. And that's how she was raised, and the weak, she'll be the weak. And then Tatsumi was like, there's no way that I could convince her to join the Revolutionary Army, or try to see things from another perspective. And so after that, she says, now let's let our bodies take over, choose your fate. And basically it was all those fates basically leaded them to sleeping together. Like, there was no way out of this one. Like Soul Illuminati said, there's no way out of this one. You're done. But Tatsumi does find a way out of it, as he says all those options mean the same thing, which makes Esdeath says that he's no fun, as he was like, he would rather get to know her and actually be with somebody longevity before they do that, which makes Esdeath want Tatsumi even more, as she tells Tatsumi another thing, that there's a possible way for them to get off the island, which either they train danger beasts that could fly, and or they wait for the teleporter thing that brought them there in the first place to open up. And so they walked to the marker where they got teleported at, and they said they were gonna wait there until they saw a manta, like a flying manta ray that was flying overhead, and then, as that said, she could shoot it down and they could train it, and then it could fly back to the Imperial. As he said, she told him to wait there, and as she ran to go catch it, that's when the gate opened back up. And so he told Esdeath that the gate has opened and he's going through. And as she says, Tatsumi, wait, she bolted back over there, and Tatsumi goes through. Danza Curcio hides behind this huge rock and goes invisible, as Esdeath was right there as soon as he did it. And he had to hide his orb, because the moment he tried to leave, they already knew what was about to happen. You already knew what was about to happen, man. And so after that, Tatsumi escapes and he comes back to the base and says that, like there might not be no sorry for all that noise, man. All right, we good now. Okay. And so after that, basically, he says that, there's really not changing as death. He tried to, try to see the best in her and see if he could, like, smooth things over. But, it's already set in stone. As he says, the next time we meet, it's going to be as enemies. And so we fade to black as the camera pans up at the moon, staring at the whole world, basically staring at the capital, and we fade to black. We cut to the next scene as Najida says today is the day, it's time that they fight the Jaegers and all this other stuff. So the plan is to draw attention to themselves, and after that they'll get ready to go out and they'll face the Jaegers. So everything is split up into teams. Lubbock is not gonna be with them. He's gonna be doing something else, and so he's with Chelsea and Leilani, as they are having fun in the they're having fun in the hot springs, in a like a pool, like a very clean, beautiful lake. And so that's when Leilani and Chelsea looked at each other, and then they asked Tatsumi which swimsuit looks the best. And y'all already know they ain't had no business going that hard with them swimsuits like that. Like, they knew what they was doing. Them creators was cooking. All right. So anyway, after that, Tatsumi was like, Leilani looks good, but Chelsea also looks good, so he doesn't know which one to choose. And that's when Lubbock was like, how come you didn't, ask him to choose it, because he would have gave an honest, non-biased answer. And so, they laugh about it, and we fade to black as, we cut to, like, later in the day, like high noon, and we're at the battlefield now since they drew attention to themselves, and the plan worked to draw Azadeth away while the Night Raid fights the Jaegers, basically. And so after that, everything pretty much goes to canon. Karome uses her trump card to bring the last 8 people or things that she killed back to life, like a reanimated jutsu type thing. And it was some of the comrades that Akame and her worked with Najida's comrades that she worked with. And so it was Bowls, Karome, Wave versus basically the whole Night Raid. And so after that, everything goes to canon. They're having their fights. Tatsumi fights like a man beast ape and a phantom shadow, but he doesn't have too much problem with it as he would in canon, because he trained with Yamamoto, and each use he has like this blue aura that surrounds him when he draws it. And so with that being said, he basically starts fighting, and he fights with the sword and kills the man beast pretty easily after using like a semi-judgment cut, basically cutting the head, slashing him, and then putting him down for the count. And as the tribal phantom shadow was about to hit Tatsumi, Chelsea clutched up and saved him by putting that needle in his head, severing his connection and basically killing the phantom. As Chelsea said that, he could handle the rest by now, as she was thinking about, that was pretty much of a close call, because that's something that she doesn't do. Her Imperial Arms doesn't allow her to fight like they do. It was more like an art of deception, like, you know, like a internal spy Imperial Arms. As she says, she'll have to wait for her right moment to basically do what she needs to do. And, you know, everything pretty much goes into canon as you know, Leilani had an opening and Kurome cut Leilani's arm off. And so after that, basically her arm gets cut off and she stopped the bleeding. And so, because there's only so much her regeneration can do. But you know, after that, Leilani continues to fight with one arm, basically, and they were able to take out that annoying security guard, and then they, you know, basically broke, they broke the Bull's flamethrower Imperial Arms as he basically set off a fucking nuke with his Imperial Arms, because he clicked the button. Since it was broken, he was like, alright, we finna do this Fallout 87 shit. And so he damn near nuked the place. While that happened, Susanoo already took care of that bone that bone reanimation danger beast as he awakened in his true form, used the 8-handed mirror, you know, the 8-handed mirror that just reflects any attack that goes inside the mirror. And so and then he used that giant tall ass sword, bro, and just completely demolished the beast. And so after that, Mine shot, you know, she was fighting a gunslinger as herself. And since she's a sniper genius like she claims to be, and is, because she always backs it up, she won her fight, and then everything got nuked, pretty much, basically. And so after that, you know, Mine got covered by Tatsumi to protect her. And, And, Susanoo just stood there and took it as he could just regenerate, basically. And Leilani used that shield that the security guard had to shield Akame with, as that's when Leilani fell out from loss of blood, because, you know, there's only so much you could do with the severed arm that's, you know, not bleeding and stuff. But she still got impacted by the explosion. As you know, that's when Bulls used that to retreat, along with, you know, Kurome to retreat. And that's when Bulls treated a little girl, but that little girl was Chelsea, as she, you know, put that pin in, hit that nerve point, and basically killed Bulls. So she already got a body. Bulls is already taken care of. After that, you know, Bulls has a cutscene, you know, a flashback of him remembering everything as he really enjoyed his time on the Jaegers. And so after that, the Night Raid retreats into like a remote house that they have, like a remote like shack that they have to, you know, heal their injuries, since, you know, today was a sort of victory. You know, they did take care of one of the members of the Jaegers, so that's a win in itself. And it's time for Leilani to heal back, get her arm back. And that's when Lubbock comes running in with him saying that it's Chelsea. She's not here. She's not in the perimeter that he set it up. And they think he's going after Kurome, as she does going after Kurome. She impersonates Bulls. And so, you know, they chit-chatted up. And so that's when Bulls, aka Chelsea, uses her deception Imperial Arms and you know, hits strikes, attempts to sever the nerves of Kurome. But since she's been through so much training and was on a drug enhancer, it didn't work, but it kind of fatally injured her, as she was able to use her trump card again and summon that spear wielder that go after to go after to go after her. And so that's when Chelsea was running away, and he was her fingers got cut off, and as everything goes to canon, sadly. I was thinking about making her survive, only just getting her fingers cut off, but I really don't know what to do with Chelsea. I might, after I redo this whole series, after I revamp it, I might change some things a little bit depending on what y'all want. But for now, everything goes to canon. They end up having a search for Chelsea, and so that's when Tatsumi goes to the capital under a hoodie he doesn't don and curse you on, and then that's when he sees it. That's when he sees Chelsea's head on a stake, on a pike, basically, for all the people of the Imperial to see, and that's what drives Tatsumi mad, as he gets so upset. This man gets so upset, he gets heated to the point that he unknowingly unlocks Sin Devil trigger, but it doesn't show. He is now able to use Devil trigger. And so after that, he basically retreats and tells everybody what happened, and they're all in shock as Tatsumi vows to become stronger. So nothing like this happens again. And we fade to black with Tatsumi crying. And yeah, that was a really sad way to go, bro. When I first saw that, for real, honestly, I was like, damn, bro, this hits for real. But back to the story, since we still got some time left. We cut to the opening as they begin to train and stuff. And so they begin to train, and that's when Lubbock and Tatsumi and Mine and Lubbock and Tatsumi go, and they begin to know each other more. And so with that being said, they have the library thing, and then that's when the rock, I don't know how to say, the demons that the prime minister set out to capture or kill Night Raid, he sets them out as as everything goes to canon pretty much. Lubbock defeats both of those demons, the one that could they basically could do some weird shit with their bodies, and it's super hard to kill them, basically. And so he everything goes to canon as Lubbock kills both of them, the girl and the dude that could turn his body into steel, basically. And so he got punctured by the spear that Lubbock made, and he was even if it's punctured, it still won't be enough to kill him. But since he has crosswire, basically that as soon as it gets inside, whatever string gets inside him, even if it's a pierce, it already finds a way to his heart. And as soon as it wraps around his heart, Lubbock basically can toy with your life to see if you get if he decides to kill you or not. And so he did that with the both of them. Well, not with the second girl, because the girl weighed down his strength, since she could use her sweat, basically. And so Lubbock threw the knives at her, and then she thought it was pathetic, but he reeled them back in with the strings. And so yeah, he made sure, but instead of finishing the job, he thought she was dead, but really she survived. And so that's gonna leave some room for improvement there later on, with Akame fighting fighting her whoever she needs to fight. And so they fight as Run comes out and he fights the person that basically that was a part of part of the demons. It was a clown. For all my manga readers, that clown did some despicable shit, and so that's why Rand really joined the Jaeger, so he could get revenge on that clown, which he did. And so after that, everything pretty much goes to canon with Siryu and surprising Tatsumi, and that's when Siryu found out that Tatsumi was in Night Raid, and then she basically shoots hella missiles and shit, and that's when Tatsumi hoisted her up in a brighter position as she starts blushing, and he told Mine to hang on as he begins to speed blitz, damn near look like he's teleporting out the range of her missiles. And then that's when Siryu hops on one side and the other female Rakasha demon, I think that's what they're called. I don't know how to pronounce it, please forgive me. And so, they begin to both fight as Tatsumi decides to take on the Rasha demon, and she says if he wants to die first, then she's welcome to it, as they begin to fight. And unlike the canon counterpart, she was really surprised how strong Tatsumi was, as he decided to use combined Beowulf with his hands and not use the spear. And then they begin to fight hand to hand, which proves still kind of useless to Tatsumi, but he is doing some damage to her, as some punches do pack a lot of punch, and he sends her into a nearby building as they begin to fight, and basically Tatsumi realized that he's getting wearing down, so the best way to do is probably attempt to bury her alive. And so after that they begin to fight, and Tatsumi begins to destroy the foundation of the ruins that they're in, and then as he was prepared to deliver the final blow, he grabs her and then basically lets the building fall on top of them, which Tatsumi did survive because he let go at the last second, and she got buried alive. And that's when Mine is over here fighting Siryu and put the dog down. She put the dog down. Not the dog. Yeah, it is a dog. She put Siryu's Kuro down, as she was able to find the core, and Siryu was surprised that Mine has grown, and she tried to get in Mine's head, talking bad about Shell, as she was the one that put the head on display, and then Kuro ate the head. And I was like, damn, that's some despicable stuff. But that didn't faze Mine, no. She knew what she was playing at, and so she began to focus up and play smart. And that's when everything pretty much goes to canon. They both got some good hits on each other, and so that's when Siryu decided to end it. And so the more dangers that Mine is in, the stronger Pumpkin gets, as she blasts Kuro's core apart. She blasts Kuro's core apart as Siryu was still standing. And then that's when she curved the bullet like she was in Wanted, and that energy sliced Siryu clean in half, with her slicing the whole background in half, and it's falling because she basically killed her. And so Mine was satisfied that she was able to avenge Shell. And so but Siryu was still laughing because she she said that she still wins because there was a bomb implanted in her head, as she said that she'll still be able to take her out, as she says that there's no escape. The countdown has already begun. You only have a minute, and the way that she's injured, she won't be able to get away in time. And so that's when she attempts to run, but since she's too hurt, she knows that she might not be able to escape. And then that's when she says, as the blast goes off, the blast is coming, and then that's when she prepares herself to get hit by the blast. But Tatsumi, the man, myth, the legend, comes in, swoops her, and jumps away, as he tells her that he was too weak. He wasn't there when Shell was killed, and he was too weak to save bro, but he's not gonna let anything else happen. Like, he's done with it. As we fade to black, and then that's when before we fade to black, my bad, he sets mine down as they both look at the moon, and then that's when Tatsumi's armor come off, and then she noticed something about his eyes as they begin to turn like a greenish blue, because his bond with Yamamoto is deepening. And so as he tells he asked mine what it was, and he says that after this is over, can she tell him something? And he was like, yeah, why can't you just tell me now? And she was like, cause it needs to wait, I want to surprise you. And he was like, okay, well, just let me know when you're ready, whenever you're ready to tell me. She said, okay. And yeah, after that we fade to black, and that was that. The rest is history. And yeah, now we cut to the day is the day. And so basically what happens is we cut to where Lubbock and Tatsumi are working together, as they find a woman that needs the Revolutionary Army's help. Mind you, this woman is very important. And so she basically gives them a story about what happened, and how she lives up there, but it's really corrupt, and she needs her help. She needs their help. Along the way, Tatsumi and Lubbock get to know each other a little bit more, with Lubbock asking what's up with mine, what's up with him and mine. And he was like, still trying to figure things out. And he was like, oh, you just bagging all the good girls left and right. And then Tatsumi was like, I can't help it. While we cut to what Leilani and Leilani and mine are talking about, and Leilani asks what's up with her and Tatsumi. And so they found love. And after this is all over, Leilani says she might claim Tatsumi for herself, because he's grown into a fine man. And then she's like, she's gonna mark her territory on him. And she was like hell you will. And they begin to argue and all that other stuff. And so fast forward, Tatsumi and Lubbock come to they get to the they basically get to where they're supposed to go. And so they end up fighting. No, they didn't fight yet. They end up getting to the door, and then instead of a password knock, they open the door, and the people that were supposed to give the password knock back are already dead. And so that's when the general of the Imperial, not Esdeath, but it was some dude, I don't remember his name, but all I know is he has an armor that's like a lightning Imperial arms, that he could control lightning basically. And so Lubbock and Tatsumi are going against the Imperial General and the Prime Minister's son that can basically teleport and control space-time. And Lubbock says that he'll handle the Prime Minister's son as he wants Tatsumi to keep that lightning guy back. And so that's what Tatsumi does. As Tatsumi gets ready, he begins to fight the lightning dude as he realizes, like, every time he punches him, the lightning, goes through the suit, goes through the armor. And he was like, if this is the ever adapting armor, it'll probably soon adapt to it, right? And so, that's when they be getting a fight. Lubbock is over there trying to give Tatsumi room to fight as Tatsumi is fighting the lightning guy, and they begin to trade blows as Tatsumi realizes that, his weakness is over exaggerating his movements. And so that's what Tatsumi took advantage of as he begins to hit him with the triple strike to the chest. And then that's when Tatsumi found an opening right where the armor covers his liver. That's probably where the weakest is at, and he punches it, cracking it. And then that's when the general decided to kick things up a notch as he summoned a lightning bolt down towards him and shocked Tatsumi, which Tatsumi said that he only could take probably 2 more of those and he's probably done. As they begin to fight, and then that's when Tatsumi amped up the strength. And then that's when he hit the liver again, and that's when it began to crack more. And then that's when the general realizes he needs to end this now with him increasing his speed. And then that's when Tatsumi increased his speed, because the speed game is kind of his. And so he was like, okay, we could play it at this game. And so they began to trade blows. And then that's when the general sneakily had the Prime Minister's son teleport him towards Tatsumi from behind, and then he grabbed Tatsumi, and then he used a lightning strike to strike Tatsumi down. And then he threw Tatsumi to the side as the armor disappeared. And then he was saying that he's a fine warrior, such a shame that it had to end like this. As Lubbock looks at Tatsumi, and then so after that, everything pretty much goes to canon. Everything pretty much goes to canon as Lubbock defeats the Prime Minister's son, but has enough string. He has enough string to survive the fall, and then he gets captured. He gets captured along with Tatsumi, and then that's when Lubbock gets tortured, but Lubbock stays strong as Tatsumi gets captured. And then that's when S-Death gives him an ultimatum, and to join her or to die by her hand. And as they lock eyes, that's where the scene cuts, and then we all fade to black. The camera fades to black. And that's where I'm going to be leaving this part off with, what if Tatsumi had Vergils Yamamoto? That was oh man, y'all don't realize how dry my throat is, bro. Like, I need some water. I'm going to take a good ass water break, and then I'm going to play some Wukong Fallen Dynasty. Not Fallen Dynasty. Why did I say Fallen? I'm confused with Fallen Dynasty. What is it? Wulong Fallen Dynasty. God damn, I'm confused with Wulong and Wukong, because I've been playing both of them for real, especially Wukong. And I might do a Monkey King like a Mori Jin. What if he was in High School DxD along with what if what is it? I'm gonna do a what if Itachi, or what if Noctis. I'm definitely doing Mori Jin, but I might do a what if Itachi was in High School DxD. And yeah, I might do that. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this akamegakill what if. Some of this was improvised, some of it was script, and some of it I just did like a lot of tangents. But please forgive me with all those tangents. I just had to make some points. But overall, I hope y'all enjoy this hour special. I just wanted to give y'all an hour special since I had some technical difficulties and delays, and then I know y'all was pumped for part 6 and 7. So this is part 6 and 7 together, but it's just going to be named part 6, and then part 7 is just going to be where we left off after the hour special, basically. Without any further ado, man, like, comment, subscribe, show some love in the community tab, give me feedback. Like, I love interacting with y'all, man. If y'all have some what if ideas, I might, I'm open to anything. What else there is? There was another announcement I made. Oh, after Vergil Tatsumi is done, I'm gonna be starting two new series. I'm gonna be doing Mori Jin, God of High School, X High School DxD, and then I'm gonna be doing Superman and Lois, this HBO show. It used to be a CW show. I'm gonna do a Superman and Lois what if, basically, with everything going to canon, but I'm gonna add I'm gonna add Hyperion, basically Marvel Superman, but he's gonna be black. Yeah, that's the only thing. It's gonna be like a Earth 2. Like, Earth 2 Superman is black, so instead of that, I'm gonna just do Hyperion. Hyperion's black and all that other stuff, and see how y'all like it. I'm gonna just give my twist on everything, how everything would pretty much go, but season 1 leading up to the Doomsday fight in Superman and Lois. But I probably will be more focused on the Mori Jin High School DxD, and then after I get about towards the middle of season 2 for High School DxD Mori, I'm gonna start doing I'm gonna take a little break on it, and then I'm gonna do Superman and Lois, and then after I get to the middle of season 2 of that, then I'm gonna go back and finish High School DxD Mori. But other than that, I really do hope y'all enjoyed this what if, man. I'm enjoying this what ifs that I'm providing for y'all. If y'all want me to bring Sukuna Deku back, since the series has ended and I just got to do a whole lot of catching up, basically a whole lot of catching up. But if we're being really honest, Deku Sukuna could probably just end the whole My Hero season in 3 to 4 seasons. But I'll leave that up to y'all. But without any further ado, this is Redux What If signing off. Turn on the bell, get them notifications going, man, so y'all already know when I'm dropping, or if y'all want any updates, just in case if I have any more delays, y'all already know. So without any further ado, I appreciate y'all for tuning in to this what if, this hour special. And after I finish this Tatsumi Vergil or Vergil Tatsumi, I will be dropping a movie. So if y'all don't want to hear all the parts, y'all can just play the movie and hear all the shenanigans that I got included. I don't like to unedit stuff, because if it's funny, I think it's funny, I'm gonna just leave it in there. So I really don't like to unedit stuff. So without any further ado, this is Redux What If signing off. Have a blessed day. Stay safe. And until next time, this is Redux What Ifs.